Hello, afternoon. My group is made of my college Manuel Ernesto Bonilla, Valentina Rendón Mayusa, Álvaro David Cardoso Roa, and I, Brian Alexander Suarez Anaya. For my part, I'm going to start talking about the requirements developed. Next, please. Well, if you can see, we have here the requirements. We start with the second requirement, see products detail. The description of this requirement represents the view of a specific product, accompanied with its detailed description, item price, number of available items, the option to add the item to the shopping cart, and that's all for the second requirement. Next, we have the third requirement. This requirement is about the representation of the detailed view of a finite number of articles in the browser. Later, we have the sixth requirement. This is about the registration for a new user. We want to make punches in the e-commerce, where in addition to your personal data. Next, we have the 11 requirement. This is basically for the action that allows you to write the name of the product you want to search, and the page shows the product related to the search. Finally, we have two more requirements. One is about the previous registered user will be able to enter through the login, which once enter will direct them to the home page, and the user will have access to their data. And finally, one more is about the person can select a category of the main page, and the page will show the products on the selected category. This is basically the requirements we have worked in the past time. And now my partner Alvaro is going to talk about physical architecture.
Our application has a three-level software architecture divided into presentation, business, and data. The interface part or front end is a SPA developed in Vue and consumes a REST API. On the backend side, it is developed in Spring Boot, which offers REST API for communication abroad, and it is also connected to a model that is responsible for sending emails via SMTP to our users. And we finally have our relational database in PostgreSQL, where we store user information, products, orders, inventory, and others entities information.
Okay, now we are going to watch the project. Um, when we enter the page, we watch the home with all products. In that home, we have a pagination that is with all Funkos, and the home corresponding with the principal product that are Funkos. If we want to watch categories, we want to click in that, like Marvel, uh, products with Marvel, Professor, Black Panther, and Halloween Vision, with DC products, Star Wars, anime, and the others. Now, if I want to search a product, I can write the name, like, I don't know, Miss Fortune, and the page show a message that indicate the misfortune doesn't have a product. But if I write professor, I can see a professor. If I want to watch the detail of the product, I only click in that and I can see the image, the title or the name. In that case is Funko Pop Professor. The detail that is Funko Professor of Marvel, the price, the amount, and finally add card button. Now we are going to start the register and the login, and this is our page with the icon of that page, and the register that will be the same labels, except that one has more fields than the other because register and login has the same labels. Thank you.
Well, the backend application is divided between the following. Sorry, I have a little issue with my mic. I repeat, the backend application is divided between the following package, so it's in the diagram, but based on model view controller, another recommendation for a monolith application on topics of object-oriented programming and enterprise architecture. For the complete backend, the use of the Spring framework was chosen, and more specifically, Spring Boot. Data persistence management is done through the Jakarta Persistence API AKJPA, based on entities mapped via XML and to the business model. As it contains a large transactional component, the application has a services layer that links the data repositories or CRUD handlers to read and write the records that are part of the application data. We must bear in mind that entities are complex objects with many metadata that are not necessary to transmit to the client through the HTTP protocol. Therefore, we use the map structure library to convert the objects of the entities that are nothing more than the representation of the existing record in the database. Finally, the REST API provides the access point to the clients for the matter of consuming the business logic, sending JSON document by HTTP protocol. Additionally, we have a component for managing emails using the Gmail's platform as a provider. In the next slide, we can have a side appreciation of the data model, where we see the structure of the user generation, the product inventory issues, and the shopping cart. The shipping issues based on the different addresses are linked to this cart possible users, the view of the products purchased, and the purchase history of the users. Well, in this way, we end our presentation. We hope it has been to your likings. We are open to any questions, suggestions, complaints, and other things. Thanks.